Hello guys, and welcome to episode 7 of my Total War 3 Kingdoms playthrough, playing as Sun Jian on very hard difficulty. Today we are moving on after taking Zhang from Liu Bao, and then we found peace with him, which was good, so we no longer have to deal with his army. Although we may be racing him to Badong if he chooses to go and take that. And that's with Sun Ce, who's currently sitting here waiting to move on that settlement. Let's have a look. Ancillaries gained, clay axe, that's fine, and people of merit, Hua Jia. Have a look at this guy. He is an advisor, he's 41 years old, level 4. He's friendly, resourceful, and feared. Feared is quite nice. The +5 morale in enemy territory for own army is really good. And the Wisdom of the River buff is probably the best buff I think strategists can get, so that's quite nice. Now the other thing that I'll do while I'm here is assign a Chancellor, I think. I did get told by you guys in the comments that I can assign my generals as my council, which is really nice. I didn't really think you could do that. But either way, we'll go ahead and put probably Huang Gai as our Chancellor. Mainly because I would put Lady Wu, but I think it costs more for me to do so. The salary would be +350 rather than Huang Gai, who's +250. And then that would unlock the +15% income from peasantry while we're at it. I could also assign Cheng Pu potentially, but I think Cheng Pu has the potential to be a really good administrator. And if I can make generals part of my council, I think you can make them administrators as well. So I think we'll save Cheng Pu for an administrator position when we find another one, and in the meantime we'll make Huang Gai the Chancellor. He's earned it anyway, he's been hanging out with Sun Jian for a long time. We do have a reform choice pending. So there are a few choices here I think that we might want to go towards. The main ones being the extra income from industry. The iron and salt agencies would be the best bet there. And then the other choice I think is probably the public order, which I do believe is a good idea. We could boost our public order quite a lot in our faction by doing that, and it would allow us to move on from conquered settlements a lot quicker. So I think we're going to take Master of Ceremonies. Awesome. Let's just get rid of these messages, and we need to spend our cash. So let's find some buildings to make. Now over at Zhang, do we need to keep the Confucian temple? I'm not sure we do. We're going to have Sun Jian move towards Shangyong. That's definitely going to be his next target. And since we've left there, it's still going to be +10 per turn. So we could remove the Confucian temple. I kind of want to keep the patrol barracks because the garrison is really nice here. Especially since we are bordered with both Yuan Shu and Liu Bao, who are very aggressive, it seems. So we'll get rid of the Confucian temple. I think that's the best idea. We'll demolish that and replace it with something else. Maybe we could get a building that increases food. Or we could maybe get a industry building. An industry building would not actually be a bad idea because we don't have any commerce here. And commerce buildings, they tend to benefit from bonuses rather than base income. So for example in Changsha we have the trade port here and we have the mail post. If we get like a third slot, it'd be worth upgrading or finding a building that upgrades our commerce income, because that will stack over time and eventually bring us in more. But I think what industry does is it gives you a good base income, but is hard to upgrade. Now you can of course get the upgrades from the reforms, but I think that's about it. I'm not sure there's many buildings that actually provide a significant industry bonus from what I've been looking at. So there we go. We may as well upgrade the bamboo lumberyard here to a bamboo woodcutter. That increases the garrison and gives us a little bit extra cash. And at Zhengsha, we could upgrade the horse exchange to a mail post, or we could upgrade the communal workshops to government workshops. That is actually not a bad idea. That's a massive increase in comparison to the mail post. Like that's an extra 100 as opposed to an extra 20. And then plus 25% income from commerce doesn't really affect this province much. So yeah, we're going to go for government workshops. And that's most of my money spent. Perfect. Let's move on to the next turn. I believe we can now invoke the council to give ourselves more missions. We might do that this turn. So Kongzu declared war on Heyi. Liu Yu declared war on Yuanshu. All good for me. And loyalty. This person's loyalty is as unshakable as a great oak. For them, loyalty is not a matter of shifting allegiance to whoever holds power, but a permanent oath to a single person, never to be broken under any consequences. Plus 20 satisfaction for one guy for 15 turns. I guess he liked being put in office, that's for sure. Friends, Sun Jian and Sun Jian, I'd hope so. Then we have Guan Huizu in our court now. Creative, beard, and determined. Past loyalties were Cao Cao. She's not bad, but I don't think we need her at the moment. Okay, let's carry on towards Shangyong. I think we can stay in our own territory and reach the town in the next turn. That will allow me to continue my replenishment, which is pretty important, I think. Have a few extra guys. We've got 4,317 now. Let's maybe upgrade some of these buildings. We could get ourselves some more food. We're still pretty low on food, really. Only got +3 per turn. I'd much rather that be higher, because whenever we upgrade a settlement, I believe it just chunks our food income. So for example, upgrading this small city to a large city, or a standard city I guess, it gives -4 food production, which we wouldn't be able to afford, for example. So I think it's a good idea to keep boosting our food where we can. And since I guess we'll just head round to Badong. Let's go. Liu Bao is not heading towards it, so we can just go over there and take it ourselves. I think I'm going to upgrade this farm supply storage, just because we do have the livestock farm here, which does give us a lot of food, and then we also have the land registry office that we can upgrade to give us more food as well. So that's a good choice, I think. We took away the Confucian Temple, didn't we? So let's replace this. Building the state workshops, probably the best idea here. And this is the building that I was talking about that increases income from industry. You can see that it doesn't actually increase income from industry that much, and as you improve it, it actually increases income from commerce more. So that's quite interesting. You can't really boost income from industry as much as you might think. So it's just base income for the most part, and getting the state workshops is the best bet. Let me just invoke the council and see what Huang Gai wants me to do, now that we have him in the council. So overpopulation. Overcrowding can be like a sickness, gradually weakening a settlement until its demise. We should avoid letting settlements stagnate. By upgrading them, we ensure they can house larger workforces when needed. So if we construct a building from the settlement administration, we get extra satisfaction for Huangai again, and support from the peasantry, which is extra population growth faction-wide, and extra satisfaction for champions. Nice. Okay. Let's just still construct that there. I was just checking that mission first. We should complete that by upgrading the small city, right? Cool. Let's end the turn. I was hoping that army in Badong stayed there because we could have asked them to surrender, but it seems as though we cannot. Zhang Yan declared war on Yuanshu. Yuanshu is at war with a lot of people. Right, time to attack Badong. We can hit it this turn. Fantastic. Okay, I was a little bit worried there that we'd have to like land and then wait another turn and then attack, but since we landed right next to it, we can attack in the same turn, which is really good. It's probably a good idea for me to play this out myself, I think. Like, previously, when we've taken on walled settlements, it seemed like the best idea. So let's start the battle. Okay, so here we are. I'm hoping they don't have any trebuchets, otherwise we could be a bit screwed. They've set up a bunch of barricades here. They've got barricades all along here. How many barricades do they get? My. I guess they can place them in all of these positions. Actually, are these not built up yet? I'm not sure. Maybe they just place them wherever you start. That would make more sense. Let's have my trebuchets here. We only have 3 of them, so we're definitely going to have to counter their trebuchets if they have any. We have a limited amount of forces. Only actually got 3 archer militia. So we're going to have to get down and dirty, I think, with our infantry forces in order to win this one. Also, getting my cavalry inside is going to be pretty important. We'll just hide them in the trees for the time being. Start the battle. They don't have trebuchets. Good. Okay, that's fine. Let's just take out this tower. And they've set up the barricade here. And I'm just going to speed it up whilst we use our trebuchets. We don't have flaming ammunition, so I can't really take down these towers very well. But we have broken open the gates, which is nice. I think I'm just going to start heading forwards. We'll just try and get this over with ASAP. I'm going to take out that tower soon, I think. And I'm going to fire at the tower on the right side after that, I think. And we can open that gate as well. Just need these trebuchets to hit the mark. Perfect. So we'll take out this tower to remove the damage we're taking. And then with that, let's just spread these guys out. And continue forwards. And we'll follow up with our archers and crossbows. Get Sun Jian close. Get our sentinel close. And our sentinel, I think, can actually give a buff to range block chance, which is a good idea since we are taking damage here. We can actually climb the walls. Maybe we should do that near the towers so that we can capture them. Meanwhile, the rest of them can just push through with Sun Jian. And what I'm going to do is come over here and give these guys the buff. Perfect. So now he can come back and get involved in the melee. We may as well use his ability, taking a lot of damage. All these units on the edge of the wall here getting wrecked. Sun Jian's taking a lot of damage. We captured the walls by the looks of things, which is good. We'll capture that tower for us. Thank you. And now we'll charge down towards their archers. Right, their archers are hitting my archers, which I don't really want to happen. Let's just make these two groups. Zhang is actually doing pretty well, which is nice. We've almost captured that tower, I think. Just make sure that we are lining up next to it. We may as well capture this tower as well, because that's going to continue firing at us. Actually, that one may not be so much of an issue, although it can fire a little bit inside the settlement. Alright, there we go. My crossbows are finally firing at their archers. Currently pretty stuck on this gate, that's for sure. Why are they running that way in order to get to the tower? That's a bit odd. Oh well. I want to continue targeting their archers. I think that's important. I'm going to bring Sun Jian back into the engagement here. And I'm just going to use his ability on the edge of it. Because they're all bunched up, so he'll do a lot of damage. Perfect. Right, let's get my men inside. There's always the next tower that's engaging. I guess that's good defense design, isn't it? But still. I'm going to bring my crossbows inside. I think I'm also going to bring my archers inside. And if that tower is captured, what we'll do is just tell them all to come together. Right, now is the time to get our cavalry inside, I think, and just finish things off. That way we can continue to run down the units that start to rout. We have the Stifling Deluge passive debuff from this guy. I'm not sure that's too useful. It's only really good against enemy heroes. Well, those archers have recovered. Let's charge them again. Take them out of loose formation. Probably should have done that sooner when we engaged by the gate, but it only gives minus charge resistance, and it's not like we were being charged anyway. If anything, it was probably a good idea to keep it that way, because we were still being hit by ranged fire. And my intention here is to just have these units all hit their archers. I think I'm going to start breaking down these barricades just so that I can run through here easier. We'll have one unit continue to go round. Let's just surround these spear guards. Wow, the amount of damage crossbows do. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Have those move forwards like so. Then they can actually engage when they've already run away. Crossbows are like the ultimate ranged counter. They really are. Well, we're slowly taking down these barricades. Get Sun Jian to come and join us here. Right, let's attack these saber cav. Charge them. Should do a lot of damage with the charge, because we do have Lancer Militia. Yep, they're already dealt with. That's good. I don't really want to charge into the G infantry captain. We want my infantry to do that. How's this barricade doing? I think I'm just going to order all of these except from these guys to go and attack the G infantry captain. And then we're going to have my cav run around here and then charge up. Actually, these two units are going up like so. I guess we can have these two attack the archers on the left. That's okay. We should crush them and make them rout anyway. Alright, now we'll charge into the G infantry captain. Yeah, they've already run away. Good, that's victory. And we definitely took a lot less losses than I think we would have if we had auto-resolved. So that's all good. Most of my archers are still alive. Like, the shields from my infantry were absorbing a lot of the missile fire. That worked out really well. We got 18 heroism, so that's very nice. Let's occupy Badong. And that's all good. We have ourselves a temporary labour housing here, which gives plus 12,000 population growth. I'm not sure we want to focus on population growth. The best bet would probably be food. We have jetties and land surveying office again, so let's demolish that. We'll replace it with a food building. And then that will continue to push our food in our faction as well, which gives extra reserves in all commanderies and extra income from peasantry. So the more we stack that, the better anyway. So all good. All good. Right, 3,229 to spend. We might also be taking Shangyong in this turn. So honestly, we've been doing pretty well. This is massively in our favor, so I think this is just put it to night battle and delegate. 77 lost, that is fine. Let's just occupy that, and the Shangyong town is under our command. So that has given us a county office and state workshops. I guess the state workshop's fine. I probably want to remove the county office though. Let's just remove that and replace it with something else. It's not really very useful right now. So 2 major settlements taken in 1 turn. Very, very nice. Now while I'm here, I think I need to recruit the rest of the forces into this army. Because he's not maxed out yet, he still has a couple slots. So more mounted lancer militia would be the best choice for him, since he just focuses on charge. Or we could maybe get some like mercenary infantry, which would be like immediately available. I guess we could do that actually here. We could replace these saber militia under Qingpu. But I'd probably want to replace them with Zhang sword guards, I think, just because they're so much better. Like their morale, everything about them is just nice. The damage of the mercenary infantry is pretty good. I think that's damage, or is that charge? Oh no, it's charge bonus and melee attack rate. No, so the damage of the Zhang sword guards is actually better. So we'll just replace both of these saber militia with the Zhang sword guard. And then what I'm going to do is maybe we could actually just add a couple like archers or something for the meantime in here. A couple of the archer militia. Or we could get just a couple of G militia, because we don't actually have any anti-cav ourselves. Although I'm just using my cav to counter cav. I think that would be the best way to do it. Could get some mounted saber militia. The mounted lance militia are so much better in melee though. The only good thing about the mounted saber militia is they have the missile block chance and defense, which isn't something I think you really need for cavalry if you're keeping them out of the way. Let's just go for more cav. I think that's the best idea, and we'll do it whilst we're recruiting these guys as well, so that we can stay here for a little while and get the mustering bonus. And that's it. So we will end the turn. I'm going to have to check up on these armies just to renew my information on their strength. Sees the future. A scholar joins your faction and asks for an audience with you. Begging no disrespect, he tactfully explains that though his previous lord was lacking in leadership qualities, he was in possession of advancements that have thus far evaded your faction. He suggests that there are many useful reforms available to those brave enough to embrace them, and states that he recognizes this courage in you. You thank him for his counsel and now consider which ideas to take forward as your own. So we've gained a scholar. We're definitely just keeping the Imperial Jade Seal for now. But we could actually give that scholar to Sun Jian, because the extra character experience faction wide is decent. For sure. Also this guy's very nice. Extra income from industry for administered commandery. Does this guy have a follower? He does. He has the extra population growth. Maybe we could give him to Qingpu. Just because it gives him more expertise for now. He is part of sets though. What sets are these? Clay Cup? Clay warrior. Clay ox. Oh, okay. So we could definitely use this as a set, I think. So I think we'll wait and give him probably to someone else. Construction complete. Lots of construction complete. And then we have a couple of demolition. This one we're going to replace with the grain. No, not the grain storage. The government support, I think. For the extra food production and income from peasantry. Because we have a bamboo woodcutter, which increases income from peasantry. This increases income from peasantry. And then those are both food, so... like, boosting food and income from peasantry is perfect here. We actually don't have an assignment. Lady Wu's not doing anything at the moment. Income from peasantry or income from industry. Oh, we could actually put her here. We increase, what was that, industry by 30%. It's quite a lot of income from Zhang Yang. Yeah, let's assign her here. And we have an extra assignment slot open. I think that's because we have the extra court positions now as well. So it may be worth finding somebody who can do assignments for us as well. Let's have a look. None of these are really worth having, I don't think. Are we going to stay here with Sun Jian for another couple turns while he musters his cavalry? But Sun Jian can probably just move straight on to Shangyong and take that. He's actually out of range this turn, but this turn we will need to upgrade something in Shangyong. We do have plenty of money, but I think the best idea is probably just land development for the extra food production. Or we could go for tax collection. How many turns until our next reform? 2 turns. Oh, that would be good timing actually, because having a rural tax collector I think unlocks the reform that allows us to get even more public order. Yeah, so that would be a good idea. We'll put him there, and we're going to be taking the lumberyard next turn anyway, so we'll sort out the public order over time. Alright, let's end the turn again I think, unless we want to upgrade this, which we may as well.
May this find you well.
Acknowledge legitimacy. No, thank you.
Your choice.
I do need to double check these armies. I'm gonna remember to do it straight away. So this one's depleted. This one's not depleted, but it's tiny. What about this one? Ooh, that's actually a sizable army. They could very easily attack my trade port, I think. The trade port is upgraded, so we have quite a lot of forces there. Actually, most of my settlements are upgraded. Maybe we should upgrade this lumberyard again. I think I'm going to do it, just in case that army comes round. Or we could focus on getting ourselves a new army, but I don't really have any generals that I can use at the moment. Like, none of these guys are any good. We could maybe use Lady Wu, but I don't really want to do that. Let's head round to the Badong iron mine with Sun Jian now. He is still replenishing, but I think he has enough men to take it, so we'll just head in that direction, make sure we continue to use him. And then what we can do from here, the Badong Iron Mine, is move up and take Shangyong, which will complete this commandery, especially if Sun Jian is taking Shangyong Lumberyard. Great. So we're making a lot of progress here. Taking a lot of land very, very quickly, which is nice. Right, let's end the turn. And, I forgot to do this attack. Well, we can just fight a night battle and delegate, and that will give us the settlement. Let's occupy it. So we didn't miss out on much by doing that, I don't think. Now we're really, really zoomed in. Right, mission success, overpopulation. That is the extra satisfaction for Huangai and the support from peasantry, which is the extra population growth faction wide and satisfaction with champions. So, Shangyong. We could probably upgrade this. I think I probably will, just because the garrison there is pretty trash. And now we may as well just continue on to the toolmaker, I think. We barely took any damage from that attack. Let's move this way. The only reason it's telling me to go around there is because this army would be in the way, technically. If we leave, it goes down to -8 per turn. But this turn we are going to assign our new reform. And then what I can do is demolish that building. The tax building, that is. Great. So we get extra 5 public order from reforms now. And then we can remove this, which will make it only -2 per turn. And then we can replace that with something else. Since we have a lumberyard, I'm probably just going to make this same as Badong, the land surveying office. Although the weapons craftsman, I assume, will give us some industry income maybe? I'm not sure quite how that works. Sun Ren has gained the energetic trait. That is our daughter. I think she's still pretty young. People of merit, Zuzu. He is a wanderer. We don't have enough money to recruit him, so we can't look at his traits. Good construction's complete though. Changsha is now a small city and has walls. Changsha completed the government workshops upgrade. And Defender's Leather. +9 resolve, -6 expertise. That might be good for Huangai. No, his armor's already better, isn't it? Saying that, he would lose less expertise, but he loses armor actually. Nah, that's a bad idea. There's no one else I think I'd rather give that to, I don't think. Yeah. Alright. Let's have a look. We have this army to move. He's ready to attack the iron mine. And at Changsha, we have a new slot. So we could potentially just put a tax collector there for the time being, since our public order is currently +7 per turn. Otherwise, what we're going to end up doing is probably put in a shopkeeper for the income from commerce. It's 50% income from commerce, so it's actually quite a lot of cash combined. Alright, let's have Sun Jian go for the attack on Badong. And what we'll do, guys, is just starve them out for the time being, because unfortunately it has been my time. So in the next episode, what we'll do is take on the attack of Badong Iron Mine and take that for ourselves, and then we'll move up and take Shangyong Weapon Craftsman, and Sun Jian can move on to Baxi and try and take this province. And I'll basically look into what happens when you take Emperor Zhang in the meantime. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.